You're listening to Mr. Save Home, Becoming an Agent Tour. Good day, good people. My name is Navid Moosa. I'm your host today and always for Mr. Save Home, Becoming an Agent Tour. New Year's Eve edition. That's right. This is the last episode for the year of 2020. Now, first time listeners, way to get the new year started is by listening to the last episode of 2020. For those who've been coming all year, thank you. Thank you very much for listening week in and week out to me just blabber on and hopefully give you guys some kind of knowledge when you do listen to the work and effort that we put in here. Last week, I had spoken about the word Merry Christmas and how, when you say the word Merry throughout the whole for the year 2020, it's kind of hard to. This week is different, right? We're talking about the new year, Happy New Year. So we're going into 2021. And of course, every new year we do the same thing, right? We want it to be the best year, better than before, or, just as good, depending who you are and where you are in your life. And so it can be a little bit difficult at times, especially at this time with everything that 2020 had brought upon us and how it was handled. How do you go into a new year? You're thinking, well, it's easy, Nabi. It's just 2020 sucked ass. So anything could be better than 2021. And I'm going to agree with that, right, to an extent. And I only say that somewhat lightheartedly or with the laugh because, I remember the end of 2019, people saying, oh, I can't wait 2019 to be done because 2019 sucked. Well, 2020 said, hold my beer. Here I am. I want you to enjoy this day, this New Year's Eve. And I do want you to reflect back on it. And it's not for you to live in all the BS you had gone through. It's just for you to understand what you've come through. You're here. You, by the grace of God, made it to the end of the year. There are documented, right, hundreds of thousands of people who unfortunately did not make it to the end of the year. Some, most, by no fault of their own. And we won't get into the politics of it. We won't get into the science of it or anything like that. We're just going to get into what's in front of us. And what's in front of us is a new year, January 1st, 2021. And how do we tackle it? And that's even hard to say, right? Because we still have a lot of unknowns. I mean, at this point, recording of this cast, we do have 2 vaccines that have been approved and that have been dispersed. And frontline workers are taking them. I have some family members who are frontline workers. And I've already reached out to them and we've spoken if they've taken or if they're not, if they have, why they did, why they didn't, whatever the case may be. And I try to be the positive individual no matter what. I always try to look at the light at the end of the tunnel. And personally, for me, that's what works. And I know for a lot of successful entrepreneurs who someday I really want to be one of those people, is that they don't just look at the light at the end of the tunnel. They look at the full tunnel. They look behind them, the darkness that they came from, and they look at the light in front of them. They look at both ends of the spectrum, if you will, to assess where they are at now, where they are going, how they're going to get there, and where they came from. And that's what I would advise and like you guys to do, is take inventory of yourself now. Take inventory of what 2020 put you through and what it stockpiled your shelves of life full of. What did it do for you? What didn't it do for you? Why did it do it? Why didn't it do it? And just take a breath and take a moment. Catalog everything, inventory everything, how you want to phrase it. And now, once you've done that, think about, okay, here's what I liked, here's what I disliked. And listen, your dislike list may be a lot more longer than your like list in this year. I get that. Okay, I do. For most of us, that's what it's going to be. It doesn't have to necessarily be that way into 2021. You need to ask yourself, take inventory of what as everything has been done and how do you push through it? Was it that you had a savings account and then because you lost your job and your savings were depleted? Or how do you get back to that? How do you get back to that savings account? If it was your weight, you were doing really good in your weight loss journey and all of a sudden, the holidays came and the stress and the news and everything and you just stress ate and you gained a lot of the weight back. How do you push through that again for next year? You can do it. Believe it or not, you can. The question is how. And the answer is same answer as last week. It's you. You is how you push through. You is how you get through. You is how you make a better you. You need to be the best version of yourself. And I know I sound like a broken record. I'm going to keep sounding like a broken record until y'all listen. You need to be the best version of yourself. That's the only way you can help those who need you. You may think, oh, this sucks. I don't need to be here. No one knows or cares about me. And If you're saying that, you're not looking at the right people. You're looking at people that you want to be with or be like, but you're not looking at the people who want to be with you and be like you. Children, family members, co-workers, friends, associates. Just as much as you want to accomplish goals and you're like, oh, I wish I could be at that person, I can be like this. There's someone who's looking at you the exact same way. It could always be worse. And could it be better? Yeah, hell yeah, it could be better. No doubt about it. But it's a matter of perception. If we look at our life, you need to look at you. You need to look at you and what you are and who you are and how you got here and if you deserve to be here. If you don't deserve to be here, then damn it, do something about that. But be honest with yourself. Be honest with you. There's no way you can move ahead in life if you're constantly sitting in glue. If you're constantly just weighing yourself down with negative thoughts and things you can't control. If that's all you're going to do, you're never going to move ahead. Yes, this year was unprecedented. But guess what? It's happened before. Maybe not to you, maybe not to me, but it's happened in the past. And it'll happen again, unfortunately, for our children and that generation coming after us. This is our job to teach some lessons at this point on how we pushed through it, how we came through it, and how we survived through it and thrived through it. That's what we need to look at. We need to look at ourselves, take inventory of ourselves. What could we have done different, if anything? And hey, look, there's nothing we could have done differently. Okay, fine. Then you keep trucking along. But if you're not happy with where you're at, there's some accountability you need to take for yourself. That's the number one rule of being an entrepreneur is accountability. If you can't hold yourself accountable, you'll never, ever get yourself off the ground. You'll never get your company off the ground. You'll never get your vision off the ground. You need to be accountable for yourself first, period, point blank. There's no other way around it. What's the one saying? You point one finger at somebody else that's 3 or 4 pointing back at you. That's it. It's being held accountable. We don't have to be perfect. That's the beauty of this life, the beauty of being an entrepreneur. We don't need to be perfect. We just need to understand what we can be doing every single day. And that makes us the perfect individual because we're constantly learning. It's New Year's, guys. Enjoy it. Please be smart about it. I know we've been staying in all year, but guess what? Those who have been pretty damn safe and not worried about it. I don't know about you guys, but I have to worry about going outside and be like, oh, I feel this way. Should I not second guess and not going out? No, I don't want those thoughts in my mind. So I'm going to be staying in. I'm going to be practicing social distancing just like I have been all year. And I'm happy with that decision. Be happy with your decision. You have to live with it, not me. Be safe out there. Don't be stupid. Pretty simple. Thanks for another great year. See you guys next year. And remember, I say this at the end of every show. Never ever chase the money. Always chase the deal. Do right by the client and everything else will fall into place. What I mean is you never ever just want to look at your end goal. Look at all the parties involved. Whoever you're helping, look at their end goal. And when you chase that end goal together as a team, as a unit, everything else will fall into place. It doesn't have to be just in real estate. It could be anything. If you have a team, if you have a unit, if you have a family member, if you have somebody you're doing something with, that goal that you and them set out together, accomplish that goal together. And everything else, the smaller goals in between that you want for yourself, they'll all fall into place. That's what I mean when I say that. Don't chase the money, chase the deal. The deal is the goal. That's what I want you to chase. Chase that goal that you initially set out to do. There's no time than the present to do it. Have a great 2021. I'll talk to you guys next week. Stay safe.